U.S. Vice President Joe Biden will be in Panama on Tuesday. He's expected to spend the day with Panamanian President Ricardo Martinelli and tour the expansion of the Panama Canal. This comes as U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry spoke to the Organization of American States in Washington on Monday. He reiterated the American policy approach to its neighbors. CCTV's Jessica Stone joins us live from the White House. And Jessica, Kerry made some news by talking about a new area of cooperation for the hemisphere, correct?
That's right, Mike. Energy is the headline. You know, we here at CCTV News have been doing a lot of reporting on hydraulic fracturing and its ability to increase domestic production of oil and natural gas. Kerry also referred to the explosion of natural gas and oil development in the hemisphere, saying it needs to be a focus of new regional cooperation at a time when the hemisphere really needs additional glue to hold its interests together.
U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry sought to recast the framework of regional cooperation between Latin America and the United States Monday, adding energy and climate change cooperation to the relationship.
The Americas have become the new center of our global energy map. Our hemisphere supplies now 1/4 of the world's crude oil and nearly 1/4 of its coal. We support over 1/3 of global electricity. And what that means is that we have the ability and the great responsibility to influence the way that the entire world is powered.
While Argentina is considering using hydraulic fracturing technology, which has increased U.S. domestic production of oil and natural gas, and Mexico is considering denationalizing its domestic oil exploration, Kerry cautions that the hemisphere must also unite in increasing development while decreasing greenhouse gases. But revelations that the U.S. government gathered communications data on Brazilian President Dilma Rousseff and Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto have threatened the unity Kerry seeks.
The relations really have taken a hit with the NSA spying issue. And in part, that's because of the way that Brazil has reacted so strongly against that.
U.S. Vice President Joe Biden is expected to bring regional reassurances as he tours the Panama Canal Tuesday. The expanded canal will double its capacity, allowing bigger ships to carry more cargo between the American East and Gulf Coast and Asia.
The United States has the potential of multiplying its exports considerably and at much lower cost.
The U.S. has already spent nearly $450 million on infrastructure projects at 38 U.S. ports to accommodate larger ships and increased maritime traffic. Deepening its trade with both Latin America and Asia is the only way to meet its goal of doubling U.S. exports by 2015, an objective at the heart of the Pacific-based free trade agreement known as TPP.
Imagine what is possible if we continue to open up trade and investment in our children's futures.
And Mike, already in the past decade, trade between the United States and Latin America has tripled. Just last week, the U.S. committed to lend nearly $100 million to small and medium-sized businesses in Latin America.
So, Jessica, what can we expect from Vice President Biden's visit to Panama this week?
Well, there'll be a bilateral meeting with the president of Panama, as well as this tour of the Panama Canal, and that will really give Biden a chance to talk about the Trans-Pacific Partnership in the hemispheric sense, not just in the Asian sense, and all of the trade and export expectations that the United States and the hemisphere stand to gain from the signing of that free trade agreement with some 16 nations that touch the Pacific by the end of the year.
Jessica Stone, live for us just above the White House there. The presidential campaign